Hey there, and welcome to the fourth and final section of the parallax landscape. In this section, we're going to be bringing in our cutout subjects and placing them in the background, and I'm going to show you an awesome trick on how to make it look as though they're actually like further back in space. Alright, so we're going to start off our section by bringing in our images that are already cut out from the background. So let's go ahead and load those up. I'm going to go here to File, down to Scripts, and to Load Files into Stack. Now in our last section we showed you how to cut out a person from their background, and now let's go ahead and bring them in. Let's go ahead and do that. We have a cutout folder, so if you navigate to your parallax landscape, if you go to your cutout folder, you can see we've already cut all these out for you. These are going to come in really handy during the After Effects. So we're just going to go ahead and load all of these into Photoshop. So I'm going to shift click on all of them, and we're going to hit open. Alright, let's hit OK, and it's going to pull all of our images in and place them in the same document. So you can see everyone's cut out and placed in the same document. Alright, this will take just a second, and then we'll bring our subjects into our image, and then it's going to be up to us to arrange them. Now, we've purposely included a few more subjects than we're planning on putting in this image. That way it gives us a little bit of variety and gives you some options when it comes time to actually placing people in this image, and just makes it a little bit more fun. Alright, let's go ahead and shift click all those layers. I'm going to hit Command G to group those together. We're going to double click and call this subjects. Alright, now let's use our move tool. We'll hit shift and click and drag from one image to another. And here are all of our subjects in a giant bundle right there. Let's go ahead and close this out. Alright, so we'll hit F for full screen. Okay guys, and now it's basically time for us to decide what subjects we want to include and what subjects we want to kind of like leave out of the image, as well as like the size that we want to put our subjects in as well. So I'm just going to start placing these. There's really no right or wrong in this image. It's basically like working on there we go, working on scale and size and things like that. So I have a rough idea because I've created this image already one time, so I have a pretty like rough idea of what I want, but other than that we're just going to start placing them in. Alright, so this guy we're going to scale a little bit larger. This is kind of like our main character, so he's kind of be in here, and everyone else is going to be a little bit smaller. So let's go ahead and scale this guy down. He's going to go in here. This girl's really cool. We'll go ahead and scale her down as well. Alright, now we do want some of these people to look as though they are actually like in the image. We want them to look like they're part of the image. I also want to make sure that they all have some of the background color included in their coloring. So what we're going to do, because they're all in the same group, what I'm going to do is create an adjustment layer. We're going to go to a levels adjustment layer. Let's go ahead and put this outside of the group. And then you can see a levels adjustment layer obviously just makes things brighter or darker or whatever you want. Now the really cool thing is you can actually clip a levels adjustment layer like this to an entire group. So Option Command G, or you can right click and go to Create or Release Clipping Mask. Alright, now let's go ahead and go to our blue channel, and I'm going to drag in here from the left to the right, and you're going to see it's going to start to put some blues into the shadows of our subjects, which is what we want because we've got quite a bit of blue in our image. And if I pull from the right, it's going to put a little bit of yellow in the highlights, which is what we want. So this is a quick way it's going to go ahead and do all of them at the same time. Alright, now if we want someone to look like they're a little bit further away, all we have to do is use Levels Adjustment Layer on them. So we're going to grab an adjustment layer, let's go to Levels, and now we're going to clip this to just this subject. So Option Command G is going to clip that to the subject, and now here where we see RGB, I'm simply going to take my output values and I'm going to slide this from left to the right, and it's going to basically take away our black levels and make it look as though our subject is being pushed back into space. Alright, now sometimes it helps to have our black and white turned on while we do this. There we go. So you get a really good idea of just what that looks like without any color in there. Alright, let's try it on this guy as well. So we'll grab a levels adjustment layer, Option Command G, and then to push him back in space, basically we're just working with these levels. Now, sometimes you'll want different levels in different places. Like the bottom of him benefits from having this amount of levels adjustment on him, but the top starts to look out of place. So on our layer mask, let's just hit Command I on our layer mask, and then we'll paint with a large soft edge brush just on the bottom of our subject. So again, using our layer masks this way, the bottom looks correct and the top looks correct also. Cool. Alright, let's go ahead and turn that off now. Alright, cool. And now we can start placing our subjects anywhere we want to. So this girl, let's go ahead and make her a little bit smaller. And remember, like the smaller a person is, the further away they are, so they should get a little bit more light. Alright. Very cool. And really at this point it's just a matter of, you know, placing people where we think they look good. Alright, let's go ahead and shrink him down. Adjustment layer, we'll go to levels, Option Command G, and then he needs to be nice and light because he's pretty far away there. Alright, cool. So you can see it's like a really nice effect. This will go over here on the left. Let's make him a little bit bigger. Alright, and we'll do a levels adjustment layer on him. Alright. Now this is nice because these people are floating in the sky, which means that they we don't have to worry about shadows and things like that on the image. So a lot of the time you would be, you know, actually like creating shadows for people that you composite into photos, but in this case we don't have to worry about that, and we can move all of our people all around as we see fit. Cool. Alright. These people they're just so good. All the models we had for this photo shoot just did such an excellent job. Really made this photo shoot spectacular. Alright. Now I'm not going to load this up too much with people. You can obviously choose as much or as little people in your image as you want. Alright, and the idea is that they're all like floating in space basically. Alright, let's see about making her invisible. Alright, and this guy we're gonna make like super far away. I'm gonna put him above the mountain a little bit there. Grab a levels adjustment layer, Option Command G, and take our output level and bring that to the right. And you can see how he just fades right in. Alright. I'm going to make him really, really small. And again, if I make him a little bit smaller, I want to make him further away, so we'll grab our levels adjustment layer on him and pull that again too. Alright. Very, very cool. Alright, let's see how this guy looks. Let's go ahead and shrink him down. Alright, and we're going to bring him in there too. Cool, and we'll make our central guy just a little bit bigger. Alright, and now it's pretty much start moving our people around. Now you can hold Control or Command and click on a subject, and that's going to allow you to turn them into a selection. So it's just a little bit easier way of selecting people rather than having to find their layer and everything like that. Alright. Cool. Alright, I think that looks really cool. You know what? I'm going to make a little bit smaller. Maybe we'll make him invisible and we'll have her visible, but she's going to be up here. Cool. Alright guys, so we have our subjects now in place and we're almost done with our image. What we're going to do, and you can see how this levels adjustment layer on the top of everything really is nice. We're going to create another one of those. I'm going to go to Levels, Option Command G, and we're going to brighten things up a little bit. Alright, and then I'm going to hit Command I in this, and we're just going to make things visible like around the horizon. This is where we're going to brighten some things up. Alright, so you can see just around there, kind of brightening things up. And then we'll do the same thing, levels adjustment, Option Command G to clip again to the whole group now. We'll hit Command I, and now I'm going to make the entire group a little bit darker towards the top, just to get everything to blend in. So we can see here's before and after. Already looks like we're blending in. Alright, cool. And then inside of here we got our last finishing touch, which helps our image look as though it's part of the rest of the series of Parallax. What we're going to do is make selections around our subject. So we're going to go to our elliptical marquee tool, make a selection around our subject, and then on this layer I'm going to grab like this nice blue color here, and we're going to start painting in around the edges. Now I'm going to hit Command H, which hides our selection. So I can still see what I'm doing, it just hides our selection. And then we're going to go through a couple different layer blend modes, just so we can find the right one. Alright, now if you want to flip through your blend modes quickly, you can hit V for your move tool, and then hit Shift plus and minus. And basically I just want to find a there we go. I want to find a color that's going to look really like divide. That's kind of funny. I want to find a blend mode that's going to really just make it look like it's like a space helmet. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, on the subject here, B for the brush tool. Alright, so normal blend mode. Let's paint that in there. Alright. Alright, linear dodge looks really good. So, it seems like, you know, a lot of the time really I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing as far as my blend mode goes, so really I just flip through them. And again, the keyboard shortcut for that, hit V for the move tool, and then hit Shift plus and minus to go through your blend modes. Alright, and now we're gonna just basically create a elliptical marquee selection around our subject. I'm gonna hit Command H to hide it, and now here with this color we're gonna paint with a large soft edge brush just on the outside here, and the goal is to get these to be like subtle but definitely visible. Alright, and these are what is supposed to be making it making our subjects able to like float and breathe in this atmosphere. Alright, so make a selection there. Hit Command H to hide that, B for the brush tool, and then just kind of painting that in. Alright, same thing with this subject here. Alright, And this just helps complete the series that we started. Even these guys get it. Little tiny one. There you go. You can see that it's visible too. Alright. Brilliant. Cool. There we are. And I'm going to hit C for the crop tool. Give us a little bit more space on the top. So crop, C for the crop tool. Click and drag that up just a little bit. Now, because in our background we have a solid color fill adjustment layer, the black is going to automatically extend. All I have to do is push my stars up a little bit and we'll be good. Cool. So my black, again, automatically extends. We've got our star group here. I'm just going to move those up a little bit. And there we go. We have our awesome image. Okay, and you can see how these layers are applied to the entire group, which makes our subjects look as though they're actually in the image, which is so cool. Alright, and then this guy looks really good. I'm just going to lower the opacity. Again, we want it to be like super subtle. We don't want it to be like to take over the image at all. Very cool. Alright, and then here we're just going to finish the image off just a little bit. Sometimes it helps with a composite to take some of the background colors and like push it over top of your subject just a little bit, especially like sky and things like that. So we're just going to use my brush tool at a really low opacity and grab some of the background colors and paint them over top our subjects. Alright, just helps everyone to blend together really well. It's like light creeping around your subjects. You don't even really notice it, but it's cool when it works and everything kind of comes together. Beautiful. Alright guys, and that's the end of our Photoshop section of this tutorial. So we're going to be bringing all of these images together in After Effects and showing you how to create an awesome parallax effect in After Effects. Alright, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I look forward to the next one. See you guys.